it was due to not having security clearance.
No, absolutely, I believed it was.
Were you aware of that as at 31 January?
Yes.
Okay.
And I verbalized that, but my lawyers advised me at the time that I shouldn't include it. It should be a separate action against Jackie Celebi, which it later was.
Okay. I would now like to take you to one, well, I've got just two last questions.
The problem is I'm going to miss my flight, and I think we need to wrap now. So I did say I'd be happy to stay till 1, Chairman, and I don't really want to stay any longer. So I think we need to, I've been very cooperative. I've come here, I made it clear that I need to leave at 1. I really do need to leave now, Chairman. Because what we're going to do is now I'm going to be saddled with the cost of rearranging my flights and everything. And
no, she's just quickly running through the last part.
okay.
When General Khumalo testified, he, in his statement, which will be made available to you, at paragraph 86, he dealt with characteristics of crime syndicate and the membership and of those crime syndicates. I would like to just start at paragraph 84. He said that, perhaps I'll go straight to 86. At 86, he said, syndicate international reach and dual citizenship. And he said syndicate members may hold, who hold basically more than one citizenship in a country, providing for flexibility in movement and evasion from law enforcement, as well as access to international network and resources. He further said that they are usually run their own businesses, they're entrepreneurs or tenderpreneurs, one of the two, in the South African context. We are aware of that. You testified that you hold more than one citizenship, and you have multiple passports. What should we make of these characteristics in line of the fact that you also have multiple citizenships? You are an entrepreneur. You have managed to. Some would say infiltrate or work with the police force, I mean, having had about 20 years experience within the police. What comment do you have to that in terms of specifically these international crime syndicates?
Well, of course, and I have to leave now when I've answered this question. An international crime syndicate has many, many aspects, not just the availability of multiple passports. In South Africa today, you probably have at least 1 million people who have multiple passports. That doesn't make them all members of a crime syndicate. If General Khumalo wants to tailor evidence to point in that direction, let him also tailor the evidence showing what crimes it is I'm alleged to have committed. Because absolutely I have not been involved in any crime syndicates of any nature whatsoever. And that, unfortunately, is that, yeah, I have reached a point now, Chairman, where I have to go.
No, Chair, he's not going to leave. He's not going to leave. She's going to ask her questions. He's not going to leave. If he leaves here, he's walking out. He's not going to leave until you release him. He's walking out of Parliament.
Yes. Oh. Chair, he cannot be allowed. He's doing the same thing with Patoy. You can't leave here. We are appearing before us.
Unfortunately, I made it clear.
We don't care about your flight.
Thank you.
You're not being released here. You must be arrested. We'll open a case now.
Pardon?
We'll open a case
No.
now. This man must not be allowed to go out of this country.
I did not come here on a summons. I came here of my own free will, and I'm leaving of my own free will.
He can go.
Mr. O'Sullivan.
The question that I have for him is,
Mr. O'Sullivan.
he wanted, no, Chair, it's
Mr. Mr. O'Sullivan.
I told him. It's fine. Chair, it's fine. Chair, it's, I think we've dealt with the question.
He can't leave. Righteousness. Yes. We are dealing with criminals. But what did they say is abroad now?
Honorable Nompal.
I don't know with who. Our team has promised to consult, I don't know with who, and come back to us with a response in relation to an incident that has occurred a short while ago, the Paul O'Sullivan matter. So how far is that consultation? Are they still consulting? Because we want to be given an answer today so that we can advise on the way forward.
Chairperson, I thought before we took our lunch, I had said that there are certain people that I need to consult first before I advise the committee. One of them, for instance, is Advocate Arense, who has been interacting with the witness. We just want to get the facts right, Chairperson, before we give the advice. And we can give the committee something no later than tomorrow in writing.
Okay. Honorable Matthews.
Chair, that can't be a reason because this is something that is big. A man just walked out here and it's contempt. And this committee, number one, is not taking it serious because if the legal team needed to consult, they should have came to you and made arrangements so whatever information they needed, they got it immediately so we can act immediately. We represent the people of the country here. So it's now the people of this country must go and do a citizen's arrest because the people that we represent here in Parliament can't even do something as basic as a legal opinion and get information in a short period of time. And if we were serious, whoever needed to be sat down at a table, they should have been sat down already. If I was the speaker, if the EFF was the speaker, I can tell you now we would have summoned everybody because no one should come here and disrespect our house and then we go on as if nothing else has happened. So that excuses the reasoning that we have to be waiting for Senior Counsel Arense before we can do a legal opinion. It shouldn't be something that is acceptable. It should have been done already, Chair. Now we must be waiting until tomorrow. A man walked out of Parliament and we are waiting until tomorrow. He has a private jet. He's got passports from all different countries. We don't know whether he's a spy or he's not a spy. We don't know. But we must wait until tomorrow just to find out what our recourse is for contempt of Parliament. It's not acceptable.
Honorable James.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I fail to understand why consultation is needed. Maybe consult on what? Because the entire country saw what happened here today. The entire country has been watching how Mr. Paul O'Sullivan has been undermining the work of this committee since day one, before he even appeared before us, sending us threats, calling us names. What are we going to consult about at this point? On social media and all over, people are calling us, what, dogs without teeth and all sorts of names. And we are allowing this to happen. Right now, the country isn't even interested. No one's even interested in listening to any other witnesses. People are sending me messages saying, what is happening? Why are you guys so quiet on the O'Sullivan matter? That man is definitely on a plane out of the country. It is something that we need to respond to South Africans, to give them the confidence that we are acting in their best interest. And I think this matter must be prioritized. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Shongwe.
Ngiyabonga Hlalo. Che, I think I echo into ekhulunywa ama members. Che, sidelelwe la. Sidelelwe ngendlela esimanga futhi akadelelanga thina udelela izwe lethu. Lela thu uyalithanda. Awukwazi ke che uthi uSolomon uthi izwe uyalithanda bese ungalihloniphi. Ngiyacela che, ngicela ukuthi usebenzise amandla ukuthi ukhiphe le summon. Sesoxoxa later i-legal team mayibuya. sizawuya naye ecourt sixoxe into akuphume lesi siqondiso namhlanje Chair ukuze kusasa ekseni uma engenza akhiphe indiza ezomkhipha kulelizwe leli kuthathwe leyo passport ahlale la silinde sifuna ukukhuluma naye futhi eze la sokhuluma naye 4 days asafuni 1 day Chair because nezinto emela ayiphendule okubalekile Chair ukuthi uma sizokuvumela lokhu kwenzeke without taking isiqondiso immediately sisetha into esingeke size siyikhona and simfundisa ukuthi akabone ukuthi yena uliphethe lelizwe nje beshilo uqala wasithuka Chair wathi asimkhothe izibuni sathula wahlule ukukhuluma neANCA la ukuthi axolise wenza umathanda la Chair so ngicela Chair ecourt izosilandela illegal izosilandela yabona lo mthetho we Dutch Roman law Chair uyaslimaza because kumele silinde manje indoda isidelelile uma engaphuma somthathaphi uma engaphuma Chair kule country somthathaphi Chair ngicela ukuthi usikhiphe isiqondiso usivumele nje uqonde nje ngo ukuthi akahlale lo mfethu abuye la azosibona sikhulume naye ngiyacela Chair illegal team mhlambi ngayohlala ngahlala la ngaphandle xoxe icede sobona icourt ayiqali ngaye mawukuthi unabantu abathembile court bazomnikeza lama judgment ahlala wathola ebusuku ngo12 akazi ukuyithola ke khona thina ke Chair ngiyacela please
Honorable Malem.
No, Chair. I think that there is no sense of agency from the legal team. Because if they were embarrassed by what happened, they wouldn't say the things they're saying up to us now. That should have embarrassed them. And they should have known immediately when the guy was threatening that he's going to walk out. They should have known that now the matter is going to come to them. For a quick advice, if you are not going to act on that guy, we'll rather close this committee now because we are going to be subjected to that humiliation. We are going to be subjected to that humiliation where Honorable Skosana has to stand up. He doesn't know what to do because he was being disrespected and no one is coming to our rescue. Whether we must manhandle him or what.
He was going out.
No, he blocked him here. He had to physically block him but without touching him because he will be accused of manhandling
That's
him.
why I say he was going out.
Yes.
They happened to find themselves
At the passage.
on each other's way. But,
Yes.
but Honorable Skosana, I can certainly say I saw him even when he rose up here that his intention was to go out.
You know, that frustration should have made everybody to be on their feet that, okay, when this happens, what do we do? When this happens, what do we do? We appear sheepish. We appear toothless. And we want to continue business as usual. Paul O'Sullivan should have received an application in the High Court without papers, where we go to the court and say, yes, a fugitive, he's got a potential to run. He left Parliament without the permission of Parliament, and he's got so many passports, and he's got a private jet. He sits here and brags about a fraudulent pilot license, and then when it suits him, the pilot license no longer works. He has been bragging that he's got a private jet here. Then everybody must shift now because the flight is leaving. He's going to be left by the flight. Who gets left by a flight if the flight is your private jet? It means even that private jet is a lie. And that private pilot license is a lie. So the legal, we must adjourn now. We must adjourn now as we prepare to ask questions to the general. As we adjourn the legal and I don't know what they want from evidence leader because evidence leader doesn't lead those types of things. There he's got no role. There it's Parliament, the Speaker. By now should have made a call to say, what is this that I'm seeing? Can you come to my office now and give me a clarity of what's happening there? Nothing. It's business as usual. And that's what has given this Paul O'Sullivan the courage to behave in a manner he did. If you know what white supremacy means and you are unable to read, you only react to action. You saw it in action today. You don't have to read anything. Whiteness, white supremacy, the arrogance of white privilege displayed itself here today. And typical of us with victimhood mentality and the trauma we suffered as black people, we all found ourselves wanting because a white man was acting. And the first instinct was to be scared of a white man. And we reacted when the white man was long gone, because that's how we were framed. That was a white supremacy in action. And it took us aback, including you, Chair. You were looking at it like, what's happening now? And you couldn't react.
I was watching him when he was walking towards you.
Yeah, I said to him, sit down, man. And then he said, no, I'm leaving. And I didn't know what to do. And then I realized later when he's left, this guy was supposed to be stopped. Because the first instinct is to say it's a white man, I must not touch a white man. And then I realized later, no, man, politically I'm wrong. I should have stood up to that man. But that's how we're framed, Chair. You ought to deal with that thing because it continues the trauma of black people. He undermined us openly. And we must act, and we must act with agents, not the way we're being advised.
Honorable Solis.
Chair, you see, when black people talks, there's no respect here. The white people don't respect us. Glennis must listen. There she walks out like Paula Sullivan. Chair, I agree with Honorable Malema that we cannot allow disrespect from anybody. But I want to distance myself from being afraid of Paul O'Sullivan because he's a white man. I'm not part of that frame, just to be clear. I subject myself to your order and how you respond to witnesses that are procedurally wrong. So we should maintain that procedure. But no matter which race sits there, we judge you on the basis of the individual. I have said for so many times, why must the face of corruption always be black and the face of accountability always be white? When I asked for members of the DA who was implicated by General Mkwanazi to sit on the witness stand. And I was voted out by the majority. So I want to distance myself from being part of the frame. I don't fear white people. We deal with evidence and fact. But I disagree. I agree with Honorable Malema that we should not allow any disrespect of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Dejan.
Yeah, thanks, Chairperson. Chairperson, when I spoke about consultation, I didn't mean that I expect senior counsel to tell us what to do, because we're alive to the reality that it is us who advise this committee. Now, Chairperson, if you look at Section 17, for instance, of the Powers and Privileges Act, particularly 17.1, and I just want to read it. And it deals with offenses relating to witnesses. So what it says, Chair, says, a person who has been duly summoned in terms of Section 14 and who fails without sufficient cause. Now, the witness in question was not summoned. Now, number two, if you go to 17.1...
Can we...
Can I finish, Chair?
No, let's not do that. If you remember the last time when we discussed matters of opinion, it was this committee that said you must present a written opinion.
What you wanted to do, Chair?
Yeah, no, listen. So if we were going to do these things in a rush or in a haste, and it is not always that the committee agrees with the opinions or the advices that you give. And I want us to avoid a situation where we do things like this, where you just pull out a document and you start reading. It's not going to help us. We need to be calculated in what we do. So if you need time, you just say to the committee, give us time. We understand the frustrations that you may have. But this is the time we need to go and sit down and apply our minds. If we have to consult outside of the services that we can offer, we do that and we produce a written opinion for you, as you always request as the committee. I think that is what will help us. But if we are going to microwave now, I can tell you we will not get what we want. Yes. I give you a chance to speak now.
I thought you had covered me, Chair.
Okay. I think what you will do, because we are going to break, when you come back from break, you can just indicate with the chair how much time will you need to produce that written opinion. And then we